Hey everybody, it's Julie at Kansas City Girl in a Colorado World. Welcome back. This is my 15th floss tube, and today is Tuesday, March 27th. And I just have decided I should start telling you the date on my video after I was watching Gulf Coast Stitcher, Jules. Lincoln always comes and says hi, like right when I start the video. He's like, "Who are you talking to, Mom? What's going on in there?" Anyway, I was watching Gulf Coast Stitcher, and she said on one of her videos that she really appreciates it when you say the date, because sometimes you're, discovering someone months later, a year later, and she said it was kind of nice to kind of know, like, what time of the year it was or how old this video is. So I thought that was actually a really good idea. So I'm going to start doing that. So speaking of Gulf Coast Stitcher, you guys have been talking about her on Flosstube for weeks now. I kept hearing her name pop up, and I kept like, oh yeah, I'm going to check her out. I'm going to check her out. And then I kept forgetting. And then finally I actually looked her up, checked her out, binge watched all of her videos in like one day, and I love her just like you guys do. So I don't know if she watches my channel or not. I do think I remember seeing her subscribe to my channel. But anyway, if you're watching, hello, hi Julie. I love your channel. I also watched a few other people, so I just wanted to give a couple shout outs. In my last video I said, if any of my viewers have a floss tube, let me know, because I definitely want to check it out. And a few of you did, but I've only had time to check out a couple so far. So if you did leave your channel and I'm not shouting you out right now, I'm still gonna watch you, I promise. I just I haven't got to it yet. But I did watch Tiffin Stitches. That's Tiffin Stitches, and loved her. Now she is so cool because she's only been cross stitching I think since like Christmas time, so only a couple months, and she's already doing awesome things. I love that she dove right in, I think with a 28 count linen on one of her first or second projects, just kind of bypassed the Ada and went straight to the linen, which was really funny. But I loved her videos. And Tiff, if you're watching, hello. And thanks as I'm watching your videos, 2 months later, I see that you mentioned me a few times in your videos. So I'm sorry I was totally off the radar on your channel, but I'm a subscriber now, and I will watch all of your videos as they come out. And one thing I really also liked about Tiffin Stitches is that her videos were kind of short and sweet. Most of them are under 30 minutes, so it was really easy to binge and catch up on her videos. So that was really cool. And then I also was watching Robert's Palace of Stitches, and really enjoying his videos too. So those are 3 people I've been watching that you guys can go check out if you haven't already. And Robert is from Kansas City, so I don't live in Kansas City now, but it's still I still get excited, when I run into someone from Kansas City or hear about something from Kansas City. I'm still ah! And that reminds me too, the Addicted Sisters, or Addicted Stitchers. I think it's Addicted Sisters. I was snoozing on them too. You guys kept mentioning them. I finally went and checked them out. They're from Kansas City, and they are awesome. So I forgot, that's a 4th one that I've been watching. So I've been watching a lot of new floss tubers, because I had been really bad about just not seeking out new ones, because I had so many I still needed to catch up with. But I actually did kind of catch up on my video feed, and so that now I'm having time to go find new ones. So if you're a viewer and you have a floss tube, leave me a comment and let me know, because I want to go check out your floss tube. So just let me know. Okay, so sorry, I'm just looking at my notes a little bit. So what have I been up to? Besides stitching, I drug out all my stash, which is all of these bins here behind me. There's 6 of them. Plus, a couple of overflow bins here that don't fit in this curio. So like a lot of stash. I drug it all out and I started to kit up and sort things for Mania, Stitch Mania. Now, I thought, and I don't know where I got this idea. I joined Stitch Mania like last year and I never really knew what it was all about other than like something with May and stitching a lot in May. And when I joined last year, but I actually moved. We moved into this house on May 1st. And so I couldn't participate in Mania last year because I was moving like that. You know how that goes. It takes you like weeks to unpack and you're exhausted and whatever. So I didn't do Mania last year, but I'm going to do it this year. But somehow I thought that Mania, Stitch Mania was, I don't know where I got this idea, but I thought you had to do a new start every day for the month of May. So I thought I needed 31 projects like ready and raring to go. So I was like, oh man, like I gotta start this now. So I drug out all of my stash, started like matching patterns to fabric and whatever. And then I'm watching Pam and Steph, I think last week, and Steph like mentions you only need 18 starts for Mania. This is 2018. And I'm like, oh, okay, well shoot. But, you know, 18 is a lot easier to find than 31, but I'd already started, so I just continued. Guys, I swear to God, you're not going to believe this. I have 52 patterns, fabric, threads, ready to start. I have 52 things that I could start today. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. I only need to pick 18 of them. I've got a lot to pick from. I want to do a video and like go through all 52, but this video I already have like all the stitching and stuff to show you, so that would take way too long. So I'm not going to do it this video. So maybe I'll come back like in a week or two and like rapid fire or like go through those 52 projects. And I want you guys to help me pick 18. Like I know there's some I'm going to start, like I already know. But I thought it would be fun, like if you guys could comment and say like, you know, start this one or start that one, and then I can like make my 18 that way. So maybe in a week or two that video will be coming your way. And then I also, you know, while I'm at it, while I got all my stash out, this room was a disaster, just like stuff everywhere. I was like, I'm gonna like face the demon and I'm gonna count my whips, because I've never counted them. I've done a whip parade, but that was probably like, you know, 20 whips ago, but I've never counted them. I didn't want to like admit it. So I counted my whips, and actually in some ways the number was like better than I expected, because if you guys remember, I did the 13 starts of Christmas. So that was like 13 whips in 13 days right there. And then I also had like started a bunch of things right before then because I was super into Christmas stitching and Halloween stitching and whatever. So, I mean, I have a lot of whips, but I actually had less than I thought it might be. So I got them all out and I counted them, and I have 42 whips right now. And again, 13 of those were like Christmas starts in December. So whatever. I have a bunch of whips. Is that surprising to a lot of you? A lot of you have as many as I do or more. You know, that's how we are. You get so excited about that new pattern and you want to start it. So you do. So we have all these whips. So anyway, okay, you know what? I haven't even shown you guys any stitching, so I'm sorry. I'm rambling. All right, so let's do, I'm going to show you guys a little haul, and that'll kind of, also some of that is whips. So the first thing, I actually just bought this today. This is a piece of Weeks Dye Works. I think it's 35 count in straw, and I needed this desperately so that I can start the Edgar Allan Poe Macabre Stitch Along for the group Bewitched Stitches, which I bought the pattern maybe end of February, beginning of March, and then I couldn't start it because I couldn't find fabric. In my huge stash of crap, I couldn't find fabric. So today I finally went and got the perfect fabric, like what I had in my head, you know. So I'm gonna start it finally. But I gotta be honest with you guys, I'm not, oh, here it is, thank God. I'm not entirely sure where I put it. So this is in black and white, so kind of use your imagination. But it's, I got it off Etsy. It's by Kanikis, Prims and Whims. The pattern is called Raven Moon Nevermore. And again, really, really terrible picture of it. But it's got kind of like an aged, like the picture had like an aged distressed look. So I wanted kind of like a yellowy fabric. And so this is the fabric I got. And I think it's just like exactly what I wanted. So I'm finally gonna be able to start that. So that was one thing I bought today. But let me tell you, because you guys know I'm like trying to do like, I wouldn't call it a no buy, but I'm really trying to limit my spending. And you know, we're saving for a house, and I'm not supposed to be buying stuff, guys. That's the moral of the story. But, and this was a couple of weeks ago, I guess, I don't know. It's been 2 weeks, 3 weeks since my last video. I don't remember. So I'm trying to find it in here. Okay. So I decided to treat myself to like one little pattern because the Primitive Hair, I had wanted to buy some stuff from her, but she had put her Etsy shop on vacation while she was at Nashville. And so I got an email alert that she was back, her shop was open, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna buy this pattern. And I bought Pride and Prejudice by the Primitive Hair. And this is what it looks like. And it's so little, but the quote is, "In vain I struggled, it will not do. My feelings will not be repressed. You must allow me to tell you how ardently I admire you," which is Mr. Darcy talking to Lizzie on Pride and Prejudice. And I've been wanting this pattern, and you know, the Pride and Prejudice Reading and Stitch Along on Facebook. Join the group if you are into Jane Austen and cross stitching. March and April is Pride and Prejudice. So I was like, you know what? It's time to pop on this. So I got it. So, you know, okay, I'm doing good. I bought one little thing, no big deal. And then Brooks Books announces a Little Mermaid Sal. And I'm like, no. And then she's like, special pre-sale if you buy it now, instead of like waiting as each pattern comes out. If you buy it now, it's like 60% off, and it's this crazy deal. And I was like, fine. So I went and bought it. So this is the first piece of it. Is that not, like, you guys, is that not gorgeous? Oh, so it's gonna be like an 11-part Sal, I think. 11 or 12. And she's gonna release them throughout the year. And Garrett Coffee Stitcher is almost done with this. I think he posted his Flosstube yesterday, the day before. He's almost done, and it's so pretty. So anyway, okay, so then I was like, okay, that's it. That's all I'm buying. Like, I'm not buying stuff right now, guys. And then I'm scrolling through Instagram, like, you know, checking out the cross stitch, as you do, right? And I come across this girl. She's got this really cute, I see this pattern that she has. It catches my eye, and I'm like, oh shoot, I need that. And so I run to her Etsy shop, and luckily, her patterns were very, very, very reasonable. So I bought 3 of them because it was like buy 3, get 15% off or something like that. Now this picture is awful, guys. I don't know what happened. I printed like the pictures and they turned out terrible. So trust me, it looks much better than this. Look at that. It's a watercolor floral skull. And I'm going to do it on black fabric. So this was what caught my eye on her Instagram feed. And then while I was there at the shop, I saw a couple other things I needed. And again, this is an even worse picture than the other one. It's this skull x-ray, but it's like all distorted. It's really going to be like longer, and I don't know. It's going to kind of look like that when it's done. And then I got this one. Merry Christmas, you filthy animal. From Home Alone. So the seller is called Love for Cross Stitch, and 4 is like the number 4. So Love for Cross Stitch. If you guys want to go check her out, her patterns were like, I think somewhere like $4.95, something like that, like very reasonable. So, but really that, you guys, that like sent me spiraling. Like I lost my mind after that. I kind of forgot that I'm not supposed to be buying stuff. I just went off the deep end. So I bought some more stuff. So first up, I had seen, there's a Clouds Factory pattern for the movie Clerks, and I had seen it before, but I didn't like the quote that she had charted for it. So I had seen it and just been like, meh. And then someone on Stitch Mania posted her version where she stitched exactly the Clouds Factory pattern, but she changed the quote. And I was like, ding, 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 doing that. So once I stitch this up, I will give her credit. I can't remember her name right now. But this is the pattern by Clouds Factory from the movie Clerks. And again, I did not care for this quote. Let me read it to you. This job would be great if it weren't for the effing customers. It's a quote from the movie, but you know what my favorite quote from Clerks is? I'm not even supposed to be here today. So that's what I'm quoting. That's what I'm going to change it to. So I'm going to stitch the characters. Look at Kevin Smith. Silent Bob. Now, I don't know if y'all are, Kevin Smith fans, but Kevin Smith recently had a death scare. He almost died. This was like just maybe a couple weeks ago. He had a Widowmaker heart attack and he survived. So, I'm very glad Kevin Smith is still with us. That would have been a very sad day. So I'm going to stitch this for my boyfriend so he can take it to work and put it in his office. And that's why it can't say this job would be great if it weren't for the effing customers. But I think I'm not even supposed to be here today would be funny. So I'm going to stitch that. What else did I get? Oh, so then on the Jane Austen Reading and Stitch Along Facebook group, Vicky, I don't know if you're watching, but if you are, hi Vicky. Vicky enabled us. She posted, hey, this sampler girl is having a big sale and all these patterns she's going to retire are like 60% off or something crazy. Love the sampler girl, so I ran my happy self right over there. I picked up 2 patterns. I didn't print these in color, so I apologize. The first one is Sense and Sensibility sampler. It's a long, skinny one. And it says Sense and Sensibility at the top, and then it has a really cute little house, and then it says, love is not love, which alters when it alteration finds, or bends with the remover to remove. Oh no, it is an ever-fixed mark that looks on tempests and is never shaken. And that's actually a William Shakespeare quote, but in the novel Sense and Sensibility, Marianne Dashwood, that's like her favorite Shakespeare passage, and it plays into the book. So Super cute, excited, gonna stitch that. You guys, it was so cheap. Like if you are in the market for any patterns by the Sampler Girl, go to her website, go to the sale section. She has patterns for under $5. So go check it out. I got that one, and then I got Her Thoughts, a Jane Austen sampler. And again, I just printed it in black and white. And it says, and this is from Mansfield Park, it says, her own thoughts and reflections were habitually her best companions. And that has been on my 1, 2, 3 stitch wish list for ages. And then every time I like go to buy it, it's out of stock. And then when it is in stock, I don't feel like making an order. So like, I've wanted that pattern forever. I finally got it. And I think it was like $3.66 or something super crazy. So really good sale. So yes, I bought more stuff, you guys, but I really didn't spend a lot of money. These patterns were very reasonable. And then I bought another little pattern, but from Etsy, but I'll show you that when I get to my whips and finishes, because it was just a cute little quick stitch I bought for my sister's birthday. And then I stitched all this stuff for my sister that I'm going to show you in a minute. And that got me like all like excited about stitching for other people. It's like really joyful for me. So I decided I want to stitch something for my mom for Mother's Day, because, you know, I got a month and a half to get it done. So I started to try to like think about what I could stitch for her. And she has recently retired from her job, and she wants to start quilting. I guess like she's got a whole craft room set up. She's bought all this stuff for quilting. She hasn't actually started yet. I get that from her. I'm looking at all my stuff I bought to learn how to knit that I haven't touched yet. But anyway, she's gonna quilt someday. She's gonna quilt. So I started to think about cross stitch patterns that involve quilting, and I immediately thought of Paula Vaughn. And so I started looking around for some Paula Vaughn patterns, and I settled on this one. And again, I'm sorry I didn't print it in color. So it's so much prettier in color. It's Job's Tears. And in color, this is like a vibrant, beautiful quilt with an old-fashioned sewing machine. So I thought that was so pretty. I think it's doable by Mother's Day, because the stitch count is like, where did it go? 111 by 133. So I think if I'm diligent, I can get it done. So that's probably what I'm going to start on today after this video. And that again is for my mom. It's not really my style. I love Paula Vaughn's stuff. Like whenever I see it, I'm always like, ooh, that's so pretty. Like I like the realism of it, but I really like her stuff, but it's never something that I was like, I have to stitch it. But now that I'm stitching it for my mom, like I'm very excited about it. So, okay, so then let's get to stitching. What have I been stitching? So I told you guys, I had shown you guys the Soda Stitch Beauty and the Beast that I was doing for my sister. And I finished the stitching, but I still needed to back stitch. So I finally did that. And let me tell you guys, that back stitching took me ages. Next time I do one of these, I'm back stitching as I go. But the back stitching made it come alive. So cute. This is from the chart Soda Stitch Fairy Tale Land 2. And all I did was the Beauty and the Beast section here. But I am going to eventually stitch this whole chart. And it's stitched really quick. So I know it's a big chart, but it's, you know, little motifs. So I'm going to stitch this someday. So here is my finished. Here's my finish. Is that not the cutest? So I've got it all ready. I've got it. What's this called? Cotton batting. I've got it ready to go. But I haven't like assembled it yet. I'm pretty sure I'm going to do something with this frame here. But what I need to do is go through my scrapbook paper and find like, I'm going to do like a mat of scrapbook paper and put it on that. I just wasn't feeling it. I didn't feel like doing a fabric mat, so I'm going to probably find some scrapbook paper that kind of goes and then do that. So that's kind of what it's going to look like overall. You guys, seriously, this is the cutest freaking thing ever. Like, look at it. It's so cute. Look at their little faces. That's so cute. Hi. So I got that done really fast. So then I was like, oh, hey. I was like, you know what? I can stitch her something else. I've got even more time. So I went on Etsy and I found, so I have boxers. Here's Lincoln right here, like in the frame. Lincoln's the OG. That's what I call him. He's the OG. He was the first boxer. Hi. My family fell so in love with him that now everyone in my family has a boxer. My sister has 2 and my mom and dad have 1. And when we get together, it's hilarious because there's, all these boxers. But, so anyway, I decided I wanted to stitch her something like boxer related. So I found this pattern on Etsy by a company called Zindagi, Zindagi. And if you like the style of this pattern, go check them out because they had every kind of dog, like not just boxers, like every breed. And this is like, look guys, how cute. I stitched this in like 3 days, maybe. It's a quick stitch. Adorbs. And I haven't glued it or anything, but I'm going to do it's going to be super duper simple. I'm just going to put it on this little like matte palette that I got at Michael's for a couple bucks. It's just going to kind of sit there. Just real simple. Again, if you have a dog, golden retriever, pug, labradoodle, whatever, they had everything. You can go to their Etsy and find your dog. And it's a really quick stitch. Okay. So after my last video, it was March, so I needed to work on my Pride and Prejudice for my Facebook group. So I have this, I had bought the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery Happily Ever After Sal last year, but I didn't keep up with it. But I've been working on it again, and I was down to just 2 blocks left. And one of them is a Pride and Prejudice block, so I got that out. I finished it, and then I thought, what the heck? I'm not going to put this away. I'm going to just finish it. Let's just finish this thing. So I have another finish, a huge finish. I finished Happily Ever After Sal. Finished but not framed. And if you remember back to my first video, this was one of the projects that got me back into cross stitching. So let me zoom up a little bit and show you all that. So these are the 2 blocks I did. I had already finished this one. So I did these 2. Yay! Huge finish, guys. That felt really good. So instead of 43 whips, I had 42. And then, let's see, so then what did I want to work on after that? Oh, so after that, then I finished back stitching the Beauty and the Beast, which I already showed you guys. And then after that, I got out my Guardians of the Galaxy, I'm trying to say. Guardians of Notre Dame Sal. Okay, guys, the cat is like all up on this stool again. And remember last time she dumped my camera. Here's my fat cat. She is a chunker. Oh, I don't want her to knock over the camera again. No, go away. You've been fed. Stop, stop, stop. So this is a Sal by Ingleside Imaginarium that I have every intention of keeping up with this year. If there's one Sal I'm keeping up with, it's this one. Because I am absolutely obsessed. I'm sorry guys, this cat is like trying to rub against the stool and that's what made it fall last time. Okay. This sal is so awesome, you guys. So I'm all caught up. Next one releases April 1st. This was the March one that I did. Look at that. They're so gorgeous. I'm obsessed. They look so good. I know I'm really close to the border here, guys. One thing you might notice about me, I live dangerously with my fabric. I am so like cheap and miserly with my fabric. I don't leave 2-inch, 3-inch borders. Like an inch, I'm fine. I'll leave an inch. So, so that's where I'm at with this one. It's just awesome. This sal, you guys. If you want to join in late because you see how amazing it is, Ingleside Imaginarium on Etsy, you can still buy it. Get on that for sure. So then after that, we're still, we're doing our Pride and Prejudice sal. And I have a lot of Pride and Prejudice patterns. So I finally started this pattern I bought ages ago. It's from Etsy. It's Mrs. Pagati. And it's Elizabeth Bennet. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? So the reason this has been in my stash for so long unstarted is that I was really it's full coverage, and I was just super intimidated by how long that would take. And then I realized something. I don't have to do it that way. I can buy a really pretty fabric, and all this blue would be my fabric. And then I thought, I don't even have to do all these stripes here. So what I'm going to do is, on a beautiful blue fabric, I'm going to do her head, and then I'm going to do this pretty like scroll frame, and then I'm done. I'm out. And so that made it a lot less intimidating to know like it's not going to be the piece that never ends. So I got to start, and this is hilarious, you guys. It's like, it's so creepy and awesome. It makes me think of Emily from Eclectic Possessions, how she likes to stitch and leave out the eyes to creep you guys out. There I am. This is a 36 count. Picture this plus in Zephyr. And I thought I got quite a lot done for like 3 days of stitching there. I got a little face. I also have the Darcy companion piece to that. Haven't started it yet, but I've got it. So then so then it snowed. And you guys know, I had said when it snows, I'm going to work on Mirabilia Snow Queen. So I had to set Lizzie aside because it snowed. That was March 18th, the day after St. Patrick's Day. So here is the Snow Queen. And here is what I did, which wasn't a ton, but I made a little progress. Oh, my needle minder's falling off. So when I showed you this last, I just had like the white. So I did all of this. Which is, all this is like part of her dress. Right in the center. So, got a little more of that done. This fabric, you guys, hand dyed by Stephanie, Polywog Princess. So pretty. I'm in love with that fabric. All right, we're almost done, guys, I promise. So then I got out my class schedule sal by Armada Designs. And I am like happy with March's block, which is Herbology. I really am. Like, I do like it. I'm not going to change it. I'm going to do it as charted, but I don't know. I got it out and I started stitching on it and I just was not feeling it. And again, it's not because I don't like the design. I don't know why, I just wasn't feeling it at all. I did not want to stitch it. So I like basically did the frame, and then I started to make a pot, and then I was like, no. So that's all I got done on that, which is kind of a joke. The hilarious thing is that it's going to be such a fast block. Like I only have to, there's so little I have to do. If I just sit down and do it, it'll take me 2 days maybe. I just did not feel like it. So I started it, and then I was like, no, I got to do something else. So here's the overall, if you'd all like to see that. And again, I told you guys I live dangerously. There's how close I am to the top. So I'll go back to that. Maybe I'll be in a better mood. I didn't want to do it. So I went and grabbed something I did want to do, something I have been wanting to get back to for ages and have been putting off and putting off and putting off. I finally got it back out. Little House Needleworks, Old Nantucket. Now I forgot, y'all, those Little House Needleworks houses. Y'all remember the red house on Lantern Lane? You think it's gonna go so fast, like you just gotta fill in all the red or whatever color, it'll be so fast, and then like 5 days later you're still filling in the house and you're like, does it ever end? So that's how I was feeling about this one. But here's where I got, and I apologize, it's really warped on my Q snap. I'm so sorry, guys. But I'm still on the first page, and all I did was fill in more of the house, which look, I'm almost done filling in that dang house. So when I picked it up, I had this half of the house filled in. So this is like all that I did, all this gray. Filling it in. But I do love this pattern. I have one gripe, and it's minor. On the picture, the house looks like it is mint colored. And other people have said this too, it's not just me. It looks like it is mint. When I was at this L&S pulling the flosses, I was like, none of these are mint. I'm so confused. What's going on? Then we realized that what looked mint on the picture is actually gray. Not mint, you guys. I don't know how this picture... Look at that. Really? Really? And other people have complained about that too. But here's what I'll say. I still love it. I think it looks great. It's not mint. It's gray. I love it. But when I bought all this, I was still new to stitching. I didn't know you didn't have to follow the rules. I bought everything that was called for on the back of the pattern. You know, I wanted to do it as it said. What I know now, I would totally go, what is this gray? I don't think so. And I would have gone back and hand-picked a minty color that matched that house. That's what I would have done if I were to do it now. But I was following the rules. But it's okay. I really don't mind. I like the gray. The gray is fine. But what really drew me to that pattern was that cute mint house. So, all right. So that's what I worked on, guys. So again, this video is so long. I'm sure I'm not going to show you all my mania potential starts. So we'll do that in another video. So stay tuned, like look forward to that. But what I'm going to work on now is that Job's Tears Paula Vaughn block. I do want to get it done for Mother's Day. So that might be like something that I'm exclusively stitching until I can get a feel for how long it's going to take me. Like if I'm like flying through and I know I'm going to finish it, then I might pick up some other stuff. But until I know I can get through it before Mother's Day, I'm going to really like focus. That's going to be my focus. So next video, you'll definitely see my start and progress on that. And then hopefully we'll we'll go through all these. Look, guys. These are my potential Stitch Mania fully kitted up. God, that's really heavy. So I think that might enable some of you to buy some patterns once you get a good look at all those. So yeah, that's all I've got for now. Thanks for watching. I will see you next time, and everybody, I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.